Good morning. It is
Well, there you
Tuesday.
go.
What's happening?
I said,
Oh,
there you go.
oh, there you go. All right. I thought you already breaking news. Breaking news. It's Tuesday, February 8th. It is his screen name is Bubbits. We nicknamed him Bubbits ages ago. Aiden, my son, is 17 today, which is horrifying for a myriad of
Happy
reasons.
birthday,
Yeah,
Aiden.
Aiden Charles
Yeah.
Lindsay turned 17 today. If you
Woo.
do happen to head over to Facebook, my wife posted it and then tagged me in it because apparently I'm still his father. So I shared that on Facebook, and you can see the mythology of his head as he grows into it, which I'm still not sure that he's quite there. Now, so Bubbits comes from, there's a long story here that nobody wants to hear, but here it comes. So Bubbits, Bubbitz, comes from Little Big Head is the original nickname, because when we were pregnant with him, which clearly I'm still carrying my pregnancy weight, when we were pregnant with him.
There is, just so everybody's clear, we are never pregnant. Somebody pregnant.
Janina did a great job. Yes.
We'll never talk about that again, but just so we're clear.
I love that she's here to keep me honest. I knew that. Yeah, I knew that. As soon as the words were leaving my face, I'm like, I'm gonna get barked at for this one.
Well, I'm just going to say that was a pretty aggressive response there. Holy
Yes.
cow. She's
Yes.
got some issues with that
Again,
pregnancy.
from the two people on this screen who have never carried children. Okay, I'm done.
Oh, I've
We're
carried
all done.
children.
Yeah. Have you seen me? I'm in my 4th trimester. His name's
Robert,
gonna be
do you
Martin.
want
Yeah.
to dig yourself deeper into the center of the earth?
While Janina was with child, and one of
Thank
our many
you.
ultrasounds, they let us know that his cranium was 15 centimeters in utero. So at that point, we were. It was explained to us he was not coming out the garage door. They had to cut the roof open. So he was a C-section, and then after that, some hospitals still do VBAC, not many. So then Cameron was obviously a C-section as well. But anyway, they pulled out a head with a body connected to it, and that was Aiden. So he was Little Big Head while he was a kid. And if you see, the first picture was taken at the daycare, actually at Little Blessings Church on the other side of I call it the river/swamp, where the radio station where Nathan and I used to work, on the other side of that is Little Blessings Daycare. It was taken in their backyard, and then you see him actually grow into his head and holding his oversized lacrosse helmet. So he's 17 today. And he's healthy, for people that are checking in, because I had a couple people asking this morning, is he feeling better, because he was sick yesterday, which really sucks, because he escaped the COVID that swept through our house, but then got the stomach bug, which is not really a pleasure.
No,
and remains
not
testing negative. Although now they have a 2-hour delay, because it's relatively slick up in the Northwood/Stratford area, so they're not going in for a few hours, which Cameron's excited to help his brother celebrate his birthday before going into school, I suppose. So that's that. We are 90 days out from Monday, May 9th. Go ahead, sir. Yes?
Well, I was just going to say, for those of you looking for obstetrics appointments, just go ahead and contact Zoe. This is obviously a big an office here where we're talking about birth and taking care of pregnancies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
we can totally begin with that conversation. I don't need to continue it.
No. Yeah, she was just making sure that I wasn't taking any credit for the labor or the laborious nature of carrying a child for 9 months. And then and then arguably the next 17 years after the 9 months. Yeah. As Janina celebrates.
For doctor's appointments, 610-6
I do not practice medicine. Please do not call me.
603 had bebe. So yeah.
So how many days out are we?
We're 90 days out to Monday, May 9th. I just said that. Today we should have done 9 months out, but we're 90 days out from Monday, May 9th. Yes. And that being said, Janina would always say she has 2 sons, 3 boys, and 3 cats that she loves. I practice saying that without crying. So the schedule today, of course, it's Tech Tuesday. We're going to let Robert talk about that. We have a Zoom at noon about foliage. It's all about trees with Jim from the Forestry Center. That is on Keller TV at noontime. Robert has Tech TV strapped in all day today for 11, 1, and 3. We'll talk about that in a second. And later this week, and I'm throwing this out to remind myself and everybody hold me to this, we definitely want to do a know before you go for people that are going to Orlando, and also for people that are going to be experiencing it from home with their digital ticket. So that will be coming up on the calendar. I just haven't scheduled it yet because we were talking last week. And Nathan's like, we got to do something like that for people who are going to be down there to know what we intend to do as a market center / region. And then above and beyond that, to remind people of what we're doing digitally for watch parties and the like. And that, which this will bring Zoe Kirkpatrick and all the women at the Market Center much joy. Susanna and Kaylee are staying back because they're choosing not to go because of their small children and because of the COVID numbers aren't perfect yet, nor may they ever be, although they've decided to stay back. So lawn chairs, White Claws, and popcorn will probably be flowing here while they watch Nathan and Jeffrey and I try not to lose any of our agents down in Florida, because usually we have the maternal spirit of Susanna and Kaylee keeping us all in line while we're traveling. That will be absent. It's me and Jeff.
Dads are in charge.
Yeah, I mean, well, JV's there, but she's a college jock. She's like one of the guys. She's like yeah, you're moving with us. Yeah, she's not handing out Band-Aids and Werthers. Like she's like, just come on, let's go. So
Band-Aids and Werthers.
Yeah, it'll be it's going to be an interesting trip, which starts for us in earnest next Wednesday for some of us that are going on 4 wheels, and then some people that are doing winged flights will be leaving a little bit later. But that's all next week. But at some point, either at the end of this week or Monday or Tuesday of next week, we'll be doing a Know Before You Go, all about family reunion. There's still an opportunity to jump online. The agenda's starting to drop, so if you're checking that out. And there is, and I don't know to what benefit this is, but it came up this morning on the James Shaw call, because at midnight on Friday, guys, the prices went up. So digital ticket went from $129 to $199, and the in-person ticket went from $9.99 to $11.99. And I heard this morning, all capitals, FR22 in your coupon code. And apparently that does something. And I don't know how long it's going to do something. Because the James Shaw calls a pretty big population. And if that meandered back down to Texas, they might shut that off. So if you are going to pull the trigger on a digital ticket or your in-person ticket, which would also require food and beverage money, bail money, and a hotel and flights, or however you're going to get there, probably much easier at this point to pull the trigger on a digital ticket. Either way, FR22, capital letters. There's some sort of a discount code that's out in the ether right now and could be gone any minute. So you should at least explore that if you're thinking about going.
And if you find out what it is and want to share in the chat here with your fellow agents, I'm sure people would be appreciative.
I didn't look. I was reminiscing about when I was in labor with Aiden, which I wasn't, which I'll never speak of again. What?
For the third time.
I won't do it again. Robert, talk to us. We got Tech Tuesday today. What are we doing?
Yes. Tech Tuesday. We've absolutely got Tech Tuesday today. We started at 11.
He's so well
1 and
prepared.
3
It's
with Tech Tuesday.
Go ahead. Yeah.
At 11 a.m. is DocuSign Forms. Forms being the primary thing inside DocuSign. It's the thing that makes the thing work. And we're going to talk about all different
technical.
Kind of forms.
So technical. This is the he's dumbing this down for the layman's terms. Yes. He left his NASA script. Yeah.
I was leading up.
I was
leading up to it.
Oh, here you go.
DocuSign Forms versus documents versus PDFs. We're going to have a discussion about why you can't do certain things with certain things. So that's vague enough. 1 o'clock is Contacts, the Heart of Your Database. It's the most important 101 class that we have. You must be there. If you don't have any clue on how things in command connect to each other, it's all based on contacts. There is nothing more important, so you really should attend that one. And then, as promised, last week I teased that there was a new feature in designs for creating animated movies that you can post. So we're going to actually focus on that today. Today is at 3 o'clock. We're going to be Command 301, and we're going to go back to designs. We're going to look at them. And we're going to focus on the animating part of it, but it's going to be all about how to bring in your logos, bring in your assets, keep them all inside Command so that you can quickly create these designs, and of course now animated designs.
Perfect. Awesome. That's all today. That's going to be on kwtechtv.com. That simulcasts over to all the things. Join Robert for that. And of course, if you're looking for Robert, for other questions, you can always book with him at timewithrobert.com. Now, we need to remind people, we talked yesterday, Robert, about how the listing counts. We had some numbers that were thrown into the chat, like how many listings came on the market today in certain states. And we're throwing that question out again today because we are now 1 week into the month of the contest for the Golden Ticket, Timmy and the Listing Factory. So if you want a chance at the Golden Ticket, I guess I'm wondering, where do you stand 1 week in now? How many appointments have you set? How many signed listing agreements do you have? And if people want to share that in the chat, that is great. Just want to remind people we do have 3 prizes that are up right now. Mega Camp, which I guess we'll give you your choice of your in-person ticket or your digital ticket, because I do believe this will remain hybrid for the rest of forever. That is going on usually in August. So I can't give you a hard date yet. They're not going to give us that for a few months. Mega Camp is our other big national initiative that goes on in a remote location, always in Austin, though, which people should be aware of the fact that it's still a valuable go. I think a lot of people go to Austin less frequently than they do family because family moves. If I was a betting woman, and I am, I would say without fail, we're probably going to Vegas next year for family reunion. That's my guess. And we will find out about that next week. They typically announce on the last day where we're going next. So it'll be somewhere West Coast is my guess. And Vegas seems to be one of the nicest cities. Mo Anderson loves when we go to Vegas because it's sin-free. So it's a great place for a faith-based company.
I'm
like
sorry.
ours.
I'm sorry.
What's happening?
Hold on. There was a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah.
I thought for a moment that you said Vegas was sin-free. I know.
When we go, it is.
That.
When we go, it is. Yes. When we go, it is. Yeah.
Well,
everybody gets cocktails with 1 ounce shots in it. No more than that ever. No tower drinks.
Just 75 of them.
Magnum Silentium, which is Latin for shut the hell up and go to bed, is at $9.59 every night. We're all in our hotel rooms. Yeah, it's extraordinary. Yes. Nate actually goes out on the portico and he will shut the lights off. Yeah. While we're there, everybody has to go to bed. Yeah.
Well, if we do end up going to Vegas, which I mean, that would
You're
be
very
awesome
excited about this.
Hopefully, but because I only
not
have
to confuse
one thing
people.
in
Next
Vegas.
week's Orlando. Next week is Orlando. So people
Yeah.
don't get confused.
Yeah.
We're talking about next
No,
year.
this has
Yes.
nothing to do. Yeah, next year. If we do go to Vegas, I will be very excited. Whether or not there is a golf tournament, I will be taking the time to go to TPC Vegas and play again.
Oh.
That is by far my favorite course. Pretty much of all the courses that I've played, obviously I've played every course in the United States, but I've played a lot of courses in the U.S., and that one is one of my favorites.
I will happily launch Pro V1s into the jungle with you. Yes.
Yeah, well, it's not just the jungle; it's canyons. It's a canyon course, and it's very deceptive. You think you can make it across?
I do not. Nope. There's not a piece of me that thinks. Yeah. You're looking at
No,
the guy
I
that
thought I could.
elevated tee box and a par 3. Ask Pete Metch. Ask Jason Westcott. I'm a 5-iron guy all day. I shoot him short. I am not long with the golf ball at all.
Well, I got out there and the first hole is a complete tease. It's a little slight dog leg left, and there's nothing to it. You go, oh, this is going to be great. You pull up to hole 2, and the tee box is on the edge of a cliff, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yikes. Somebody just threw 4-iron in the chat. That's probably Westcott.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, perfect. He's so kind to me. That being said, it does rotate, but I can tell you that Austin is awesome if you like music and barbecue and Gary. That's a great event. So our prizes for the Golden Ticket, whomever comes in first on signed listing agreements in the month of February, that is going to have their choice of either their in-person or their digital ticket for Mega Camp. Second prize, we're going to do KWCLM money, so you'll have a $500 credit towards your office bill, towards your rent, towards MAPS coaching events, however you want to spend that. And then third prize, steak knives. I'm joking. If you've ever seen Glengarry Glen Ross, that's third prize. Third prize will be a $100 gift card to Massimo's, Nathan's favorite Italian restaurant on the corner of Penn Hollow, which is the only Italian restaurant on the corner of Penn Hollow. So great place if you've never been there. So that's third prize. And I do that as a joke because if Whitney wins, he'll skate right past the 2 big prizes and he just wants manicotti at Massimo's because,
Who doesn't?
No, I couldn't agree more. I would just go for the $1,000 prize and get my Mega Camp ticket, but that's okay. Whatever you guys choose, I want to keep you guys ever mindful of the fact there is a contest going on. And the reason Zoe and I choose to do contests like this, Robert, for those of you asking, which nobody is, but I'll tell you anyway, we're always going to run a contest based on activities that you should be doing anyway. You can't come to us at February 29th and be like, oh my God, I would have been a realtor all month if I knew there was a contest. Like it's kitchen tables, listings, our number one commodity in our industry. So that's what we're encouraging you guys to do on a regular basis. We do have Bold continuing. If you're a member of Bold, great. If you're not in, you can still join us for our Bold post huddle. That is this Friday, Zoe. I believe we dropped it at nooner this Friday because we do have Coffee with a Capper at 11 o'clock with Brad Kelly and a guest to be named later. Matt Damon couldn't make it because he's still on the green room backstage at Kimmel waiting to be called. It's the running joke on Kimmel. You've never realized that, Robert? Yes. Yeah.
No, I've
apologies
realized
to Matt Damon. We couldn't get to
15,
him.
20 years ago.
Oh, my God.
I picked up on that.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, damn. I'll show myself out.
Excellent. There it is. Look at right behind him. He's got the one thing. He's got his swing line stapler. Yes.
Is that a telescope?
It is a sight. It's a gun sight.
Oh, okay. Got it. Everyone's laughing at me now. Okay, that's fine.
For when he's mortaring the neighbor's yard. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a 9-inch telescope that it's great for watching Saturn.
Okay. We don't know.
It's not great.
You worked at NASA.
know.
Maybe you have the smallest high-powered telescope on the planet.
Here's what we have this because I've told you guys. Well, no, this isn't because you should know. We have land. We've got 16 acres behind us. So we set it up on the porch in the summertime, and we look in and we see all the deer and all the coyotes and all the stuff out there. And so we kind of like basically we do train spotting with our little scope and check out the animals. And we have bears back there that obviously we don't see very often, but once in a while one was actually right outside the back patio last year. So.
Well, and then actually, now that you mention all your land and the fact that you have your tractor adventures with Michelle, and she drove over you a couple of times, not that she tried to, but it's all right. It's good she waited for the life insurance policy to kick in first. So if you do have a lot of land or you have a client with a lot of land and you want to learn more about what the price of lumber is and what you can do if you're deforesting a certain space that you own, that's what the class at noontime is all about, ultimately. So if you're wondering about the class about the trees at noon on Keller TV, Jim from the forestry department is going to explain all of that kind of stuff.
You see how I tied that in? You see how I just set that up?
Yeah, we went from Sin City to Whittling all in 20 minutes. We've run the gamut. We really have. We
are reaching all demographics.
Always.
You know, Tim, I'm glad you mentioned that with the land
Whittling?
and the people. Well, whittling too. Yeah. But if you're an agent who doesn't, you know, maybe you've only done single families, like, you know, turnkey, like ready to go, and you're like, what is all this? How do I get into other types? You could set yourself up with a really fantastic series coming up. So if you went to Foliage today, so trees at noon, and then one of Jason Westcott's 2 new construction offerings coming up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The first one is on the 15th, February 15th.
She's going to suddenly wave her arm now to turn the lights back on. This is my favorite part of it.
Sorry, it's so awkward.
My lights don't come on. I had them especially marooned. Yeah. Go ahead.
And then in March, we haven't set these on the calendar yet, but in March, he is following up his new construction classes with his land classes. So if you wanted to get a really solid education in like what you can do with your clients with land, trees, new construction, like starting today, this is it.
Yeah, and if you want to add that to the list of things that aren't happening at the brokerage across the street, you could do that as well. So with all of the things taking place, we'll talk to Westcott more about that tomorrow. He joins us every Wednesday because we'll be talking about your contracts classes that take place tomorrow. And for sure, with all of the opportunities for growth here, please stay in touch with the Market Center. If you're looking for marketing help, our dear friend Alana Babineau, it's Babs with an S, timewithbabs.com if you want to book her. If you want to look at what she has for a full suite of services on your help with marketing and design and any of the internet helps that you might require to move your business forward, you can go to kwclmmarketing.com to check that out. Robert is on deck all day today, 11, 1, and 3, Keller TV, kwtechtv.com. I apologize. So you can hang out with him if you need to book his face, although it might be blurry a little bit. We don't know. Struggling with the dial-up in Nottingham today. It's all right. It's fine. You can go do timewithrobert.com if you're looking for myself. you can go to meetwithcoach.com. If you want to bug Jen Vashon, you call Jason Westcott at 603-234-2589. And if you've got questions, comments, and concerns for the coaching department, you need some help with a script, or you just want to talk about your hopes and dreams, it's 603-834-2856. For Zoe and Robert and myself, we'll see you in Vegas next year, maybe. People are like, oh my God, I thought it was Orlando. Orlando this year. I'm guessing Vegas next year. We've been to Anaheim. We've also been to no, San Francisco was a different event. I think it's going to be Vegas. That's my guess. Maybe it's California. I'd love to go to Santa Barbara. Who wouldn't? Just so I could say Barbara a whole bunch. Yes,
love it up there.
Yeah, but we'll see. And then if it goes to Vegas, my guess is 2024 will be back in New Orleans. I'm just guessing.
Well, we're not ready to talk about it yet because it's only Tuesday. But I just want to start the hype here.
Yeah,
go Niners. The football game this weekend.
The one that's not playing. The most disinterested football city in the world, Los Angeles, is hosting the Super Bowl, which is we're going to talk about what your favorite food is tomorrow, Robert, or later this week. We'll definitely talk about it. Your finger food. What's your finger food for football? We'll talk about it later. Think about it.
Okay.
Nobody cares about the Niners, Robert.
He's really thinking.
They're not in the game. They're not in the game.
No. I'm just saying.
Go Niners. Okay, for
go
next
Niners. Always.
September.
Always go Niners. We were talking with San Francisco. Go Niners.
It's not.
Always.
It's not.